today I am going to talk about the best thing that you can implement in your business to avoid your leads tanking. So it's stuff that you need to do before actually purchasing your product, because you need to choose better product, you need to apply those strategies, and we are going to do this in this format. So we are going to do a tier list. If you do not know what a tier list is, we are going to rank all those strategies from the best one to the worst one, right? And we are going to use the Japanese grading system. So S being supreme, so the best one, then A, B, C, and then D being the worst, right? Pretty self-explanatory. So before we start, we have a Discord server in which I always hang out, I always answer questions. So if you want to ask me any questions, if you want to hang out with other sellers, if you just want to hang out with us, join the Discord. This is the best place to network, the best place for me to contact me. But it does not mean that you should not leave comments in this video, because ever since we got the Discord, you guys never ask, like a lot of you guys just talk on the Discord and do not even comment on the videos. So please keep commenting on the videos because it helps with the algorithm. And by the way, yeah, join the Discord, and yeah, let's start. So there's three. So you should know before we start that a lot of people refer to this specific thing as refer to this strategy as making sure that you have a moat around your products. What is a moat? So a moat, literally speaking, is back in the day. So you know when they had castle and stuff, right, and fort and stuff. So they were digging like a little thing around the castle, the fort, the village, whatever, as a defensive measure. So it's harder to get into it. Like you cannot just jump above it. It's really hard. So, and the wider the moat is, the harder it is to go over the moat, because you're going to need to use other strategies to be able to actually attack the castle, to actually attack the fort, right? And Warren Buffett started referring to, when talking about financial securities, about the importance of actually buying stocks, investing in business that have the wide moats. So what does that mean? Business that have a competitive advantage. The moat is a way to explain the competitive advantage, right? So the wider the moat is, the harder it is to do the same thing as this business is doing. You should think when you invest your money into a lead, to sell a lead, you should think about your lead in the same way, right? So you should have moats around your leads. It should be hard to find your leads. First, it should be hard to find your leads. Second, it should be hard to find your leads profitably, right? And the hardest it is for those two things, the less of a chance your product is going to tank, right? Your lead is going to tank, right? So all these strategies, think of it this way, because you can apply all these strategies at the same time, right? I mean, most of them, because some of them you cannot stack them. For example, on this video, we have manual sourcing and tactical arbitrage sourcing. So you cannot do both at the same time on the same lead, right? And you could actually, if you look for more sources. But the point of me saying that is that you should think about all those things, like the higher something is gonna get rated on this list, the wider, like the more it's going to affect the width of the moat, right? So the wider, if you add this layer to a specific lead, this layer, this strategy, think of it as layers, right? Because you can layer them together. If you add it, like the higher one is rated, the higher the strategy is rated, the higher this layer is rated, the wider adding it will, like, sorry, I'm not even putting words in the right order, but you get what I'm saying. Adding this strategy, adding this layer will have the largest impact on the width of your moat, right? So let's dive into the tier list. Here it is. You can see all the things we are going to discuss about. We have three big strategies that we are going to talk about first, and then we are going to dive into everything that is in this category. So you notice that first, we have my man Tai Lopez, right, on the background of the first category. Right, we have 4 things in this category, and it's everything regarding your knowledge. This is why it's Tai Lopez, because knowledge, right? So we are going to discuss about that. The next category will be the sourcing method you use, because it has an effect on your moat. And then it's going to be everything pertaining to reducing your buy cost, right? So let's start. First of all, we're going to talk about knowledge, right? So knowledge, when I talk about knowledge, as you can see, there's your forecasting ability, so being able to forecast price, forecast demand, forecast supply on your website supplier, whatever you know about the sales cycle of a specific supplier and the supplier you choose and how it affects like the demand and stuff, right? So I believe nobody talks about that, but this is the most important thing. This is really the most important thing, because the sourcing method you choose is cool, the reducing buy cost is cool, but just knowing, because knowledge will come down to as well as knowing all these things affect your moat, right? So by definition, it is going to be the highest thing in this tier list. It's going to be the highest category, the thing that's going to impact whether your moat the most, right? For that reason, knowledge will be S tier. Then we are going to talk about the sourcing method. So the sourcing method does have a big impact on whether your products are going to tank or not, but I believe, and it's pretty much the same thing as reducing your buy cost, but the sourcing method will be, because it's pretty hard. The sourcing method will be B, and I think reducing your buy cost is going to be a little bit higher. We should put them in, we should put it like this. Reducing your buy cost is just mandatory. Like if you do not do it to some extent, you're just gonna fail. Like you're gonna, like, if someone else come on your listing and if all the other people come on your listing with that, like, and reduce their buy cost, do this thing, you're just not going to be able to compete, right? Because they are going to be able to sell at a price that is not at all profitable for you, and you are going to lose money, right? Or you are going to need to wait a long time to actually be able to sell this product at a price that is profitable for you, and it's just not going to be enough, right? So for this reason, the categories, this is what I believe. By the way, if you think it's different, let me know in the comments. But I believe that this is how these different categories should be treated. Now, about categories. Let's see at what sourcing methods are going to actually be the highest ranked, right? So let's talk about manual sourcing first, and specifically manual sourcing time-limited sales. So, sorry about that. So, manual sourcing is going to be the best way to find products that are less likely to tank, because manual sourcing will have the biggest impact on your moat than any other I would say that any other sourcing strategy here. Why? Because if you manual source websites that are really hard to scan with softwares, way less people are going to do it, right? So for that reason, I believe, and specifically talking about, I should have made two different categories for that, two different things, so I could rank them differently. But specifically, manual sourcing time-limited sales on those websites that you cannot source, that you cannot scan, that are really hard to scan, is going to be one of the best way to source. It's just going to be one of the best way to source. Why? Because way less people are going to do it, and you are going to be able to find low-key brands, low-key products, especially if you source on brand websites, low-key brands, low-key products, low-key websites. So if less people are going to do it, way less sellers are going to be on the listing. Like the increase in, because every time there's a sales going on, you need to understand this. When there's a sales going on, other people are going to find the sales, and the number of sellers is going to go up, right? If it's on a website that you can scan with tactical arbitrage, a lot of people are going to scan the product, a lot of people are going to find the product, and the price is going to go down way faster. Now, it depends on what website, it depends on a lot of other things, but definitely manual sourcing is the best way to source, especially if it's a time-limited sale, right? Next, tactical arbitrage sourcing. As a whole, it's going to go to the C tier. Why? If you just do, like, if you do tactical arbitrage like most people do it, so scanning default website without having like a competitive advantage with the gift card, without having a competitive advantage because you have some coupons, thing we are going to talk about, website rewards, whatever. If you just do it regularly, it's going to be trash. Like, you're going to find some product, but your product are going to tank because everybody's going to find them. So you need to be able to, you need to be on top of your stuff, know what promotion is going on, and I always talk about that. Know what promotion is going on, what coupon you can get, what gift card you can apply. You need to know all that stuff, put it together, put the price adjustments, and, you know, be on top of your stuff. So if, like, really know the websites you are putting on tactical arbitrage. So same thing, when a gift card becomes available for a website that you know, purchase it in advance. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the other categories, but tactical arbitrage could, like, it depends on how you know how much of the other stuff you apply, but by itself, like, just by itself, tactical arbitrage is the worst sourcing method when it comes to widening your moat, right? So it's gonna be super hard for you to if you do not know all the other stuff, it's gonna be super hard for you to actually have a moat around your products, right? Next, let's move to reverse sourcing. Reverse sourcing is going to be in a B tier. It's going to be a little bit better than tactical arbitrage because if you do things correctly, like, yeah, if you do things correctly, if you have a great storefront to source from and stuff, and you only choose high velocity products, you'll be fine for a certain amount of time. Because for the demand to outpace the supply that is on Amazon, it's going to be super hard, right? So this is why when you do reverse sourcing, you should really focus on fast selling product, way faster selling product than if you are doing any other sourcing method, right? If you do manual sourcing on time limited sales, you can go higher with the rank just because the supply available, like the number of sellers, since the sales is time limited, like, it's gonna be way harder for the supply to outpace the demand, right? So for that reason, you can go a little bit higher because there's not gonna be enough quantity of the product available for it to just do that. If you do reverse sourcing, of course, it's gonna be way easier for like, you get it. I guess you get it. All right. Next, last thing that fall into sourcing strategies is adding websites to tactical arbitrage. So I believe this is S tier. I'll make videos on different ways you can actually add websites and scan more websites with tactical arbitrage. It will fall under manual sourcing time limited sales. Why? Because if you cannot at all scan a website, it's always going to be better. But, like, really few people add websites to tactical arbitrage. And one of my biggest breakthrough when I started doing online arbitrage was getting Tactical Expander, because there's just so many more websites that you can actually check, scan, that, and a lot of people do not do it. So yeah, that's the best way. That's really the best way. Adding websites to tactical arbitrage is the best way. This is not the only way you can do. You can add custom XPaths. You can directly with tactical arbitrage. You just pay someone once to give you XPath to a specific website. You can add the website, and then there's tactical buckets where you get other websites. I never used it. I did the other two things, but yeah, adding websites to tactical arbitrage and sourcing, scanning those websites was one of my biggest breakthrough. It's way faster than actually manual sourcing and finding website you can manual source profitably. Like, it's way faster. All right. So that's it with the sourcing methods. So here's the sourcing method. Should we do it like this as it is? I'm trying to think. Should we do it like this, or should I just do everything that's knowledge and then everything that's about reducing your buy cost? I guess I'm gonna do knowledge first. It makes the most sense. Yeah. So let's dive into knowledge. Let's talk first about your forecasting ability, right? And if you could know exactly if a product was going to tank or not, you would make better buying decisions, right? So for that reason, you cannot predict 100% of the time, right? But the closer you get to perfection, the less your products are going to stay. You'll never be perfect, by the way, but you can get pretty. If you know your stuff, you can be pretty accurate with your forecasting about the price, the demand, the supply, how much inventory to actually buy. Because as I said earlier, a product will never be profitable forever, right? Because more and more people are going to be aware of this product, and more and more people are going to check. And depending on your sourcing method, if it's a replenishable, it's just going to not be profitable at some times in the future, right? And it really depends on the replenishable. If it's a replenishable on that you can get on time limited sales, and those time limited sales comes every 2 months, every 3 months, for example, you figure out a pattern, it is gonna be less likely that it tanks, right? But if it's a replenishable at full price, it's going to tank eventually, right? So for that reason, the forecasting ability is going to be S tier. It's going to be S tier because you need to be able to forecast the demand. So how fast is the product actually selling? And when you know that, you need to be able to figure out the supply. How much products, like how is the supply going to be affected in the short term, right? So how many sellers are potentially going to jump into the listing? And how many, and not only that, but how much of this item is available online, on which supplier, and how is it going to affect? And this will fall into the supplier choice right before that, but like, and let's just add it. Let's just add it here. And I'm going to put it in 8 here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it after that. But you are going to need to figure out how much inventory you are going to be able to purchase. So whether you do a test buy before actually going deep, or if you go deep directly. But you need to be able to forecast. So one of the most important part of this is to actually be able to forecast how much of a product is available. And if it's, because of course, if you can put a product out of stock on the only website that is basically that the product is available profitably, you will, like, there's no other sellers that can jump on the listing, right? So only the sellers that bought before you will be able to jump on the listing, but other sellers will not be able to jump on the listings. You can do that on some websites, when you can purchase actually big quantities like 99 and more than that, because you can actually like see, okay, if I add 55 items to cart, I cannot add a 56 item to cart, so I know this website only have 55 items in stock, right? So if it's the case, of course, you're going to be able to forecast that the number of sellers is not going to increase by a lot, and the item sells fast. So yeah, but if the item is available all the time and you cannot put the product out of stock, like, it's going to be really hard for you, right? It's going to be super hard for you to actually like make sure that the product is not going to tank, because you know that a lot of people are going to be able, with time, with doing reverse sourcing, when they stalk your storefront, they are going to be able to find this product, and for that reason the price is going to tank. The more seller comes, the more the price is going to tank, right? And it may take some time, but you need to be able to forecast, and to forecast how much product you think you will actually sell on that listing. Buy that and then just leave it alone. This applies to any sourcing strategy, so especially reverse sourcing. It applies less when you do manual sourcing, time limited sales. But yeah, so that's your forecasting ability. Now, I talked a little bit about the supplier choice, and I put it in the A tier because this falls back into the forecasting ability in some ways, but you need to know how, when a sales goes on, like when a sales appear on a website, when a sales start on a website, you need to pretty much figure out how is this going to affect the supply on Amazon, right? So for example, let's say you buy makeup from I don't know, there's a website like you buy makeup from Sephora, right? And you know that whenever they have a sale on a specific brand, on whatever brand, a certain type of sale on Sephora, the price always crash by 30%, right? So you need to put that in consideration. You need to be aware that, hey, the price is going to tank because a lot of people are going to jump in the listing. If the price tanks 30%, am I still going to be profitable? If the price tanks, how long is it going to take for the price to recover to a point where I'm going to be profitable? You need to figure out all that stuff, right? So this is really important, and this is something that a lot of people do not actually think about and talk about as well. So your supplier choice is going to be A tier. Now, last thing in the knowledge category is your sales cycle knowledge. This is something that takes a long time to develop because you need some time in the market to pretty much know that, for example, on fentybeauty.com, there's a sale going on in the bestseller every 3 months, every 2 months. And there's this sale, then they do this sale. Like, you will need a little time in the market. You need to be able to log those things. That way you'll be able to figure out when when the next sale is going to be. I talked a little bit about that on yesterday's video as well. But this will directly impact your forecasting ability, and same thing, the supplier you choose, like all that stuff, right? So for that reason, I believe that it should be above your forecasting ability, and even like I'll put it as the most important thing. I'll put it even above knowledge, because I think the supplier choice drag the whole group a little bit down, but the supplier cycle knowledge is the most important thing. I don't even know if it makes sense to put it above the knowledge category as a whole, but it's just to tell you guys that knowing sales cycles on online retailers is the most important thing that you need to know, and you need to know how the sales cycle is going to as I said in the previous, in the previous one when I talked about the supplier choice, how sales go, the sales cycle of a website, or of a brand or whatever, how it affects the supply of a product on Amazon, and then how it affects the price of a product on Amazon. So putting all these things together is really the most important thing. So yeah, but the only thing you can actually get better at this is learning basic economic principle, philosophizing about it. I talked about that yesterday, and to develop new strategies, to develop a better understanding. And you can just do this by that, studying basic economic principles, studying about inventory businesses, and actually with time in the market, right? So that was the knowledge category. So we are going to say bye to our friend Ty Lopez for now, and we are going to move to whatever that pertains to reducing your buy cost, right? So let's start with discounted gift cards. Discounted gift cards there's levels to using discounted gift cards, right? But discounted gift card is one of the most important things. When there's a discounted gift card, you should always use it, right? And it's going to go in the S tier. Let me think, S tier or A tier? Let me think. Should it go to the S tier or the A tier? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I really don't know. It should go to the S tier, and it's more important. It's more important that any sourcing method you use. Why? Because if there are discounted gift cards on a website, on the first layer, if you just do not use it, you're gonna have a way higher buyer cost than if I jump on the listing. You know for sure I'm gonna use discounted gift cards. So if you do not use any, my buy cost is gonna be lower than you, and I'm going to be able to go lower in price than you, and still make a profit and sell my items faster. And a lot of people are going to be able to do this. And so if you just do not do it on certain website where the gift cards you can get is always going to be 10% off or whatever, you are just going to lose. You're just not going to be able to compete. You are just not going to be able to find the product profitably, right? As I said, there's levels to this, there's layers to this, and one more layer that you can add is actually by understanding, and it will fall down in knowledge a little bit, and it will tie with knowledge, by understanding what is a great gift card, what is not a great gift card, and it comes with time in the market. So, for example, Sephora. If you know that right now you can get a gift card at Sephora for 12% off, like usually Sephora, the best I get is 6.6%, right? On average, that's the gift card I get. I do not source a lot at Sephora, but when I get a gift card, I know that right now I can get a gift card for 6.6%. If I source at Sephora often, and I make good money with 6.6% of gift cards, if a gift card appears on Raise.com for 15%, even if it's a gift card for $1,000, if it appears, even if it's just 10%, if it's a little bit more than what I get usually, right? If it appears, and I have no leads right now on Sephora, but I know that by my knowledge of sales cycle, by my knowledge of the supplier, by all those things, if I know that I can find, I often source over there, I'm gonna make money if I source over there. And if I get a gift card discounted more than usual, even if I have no leads right now, I'm going to be able to use it soon. I should buy it. And this is the second layer. This is why you should set alerts on Raise.com for the retailers you know. This is why you should check gift cards on top cashback and stuff to know the percentage and like to really know that stuff. Because even sometimes, for example, for Christmas on Ulta, there was they gave gift card 20% of gift card or 10% of gift card, I don't know, that you could buy on the website. So it was a great deal. So I did it. I purchased them in advance and was able to make a lot of money with them, right? So you should know your suppliers. You should know what percentage of a gift card is common, and if a gift card is discounted more than usual, you should grab it in advance to be able to use it in the coming weeks, right? Sometimes I buy a gift card 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance. I think I have a gift card right now that I keep using every single day when I source on a certain website that I bought like 3 weeks ago, right? And it's still, I think I bought like almost close to $2,000 of gift card, and I'm still using it. I'm still using it to this day, and I use it little by little, right? So yes, you tie your capital a little bit, but the gift card was like 5% more like discounted by 5% more. So like it reduced my cost even more, and I'm making way more money. I'm going to be able to sell a lead profitably way more often, and I have a lot of replenishable on that website. So whenever they come back in stock, I use that gift card. So S tier, easy. It will all depends. I think I should add it here, because it will depends on your sales cycle knowledge and your knowledge. Like, I'm gonna add it here if I can, and your knowledge of the knowledge category. It will depends on all that, but by knowing, like, with this knowledge, you can go one layer above and make more money and make this strategy more profitable, and it's gonna add width to your moat is crazy, right? So next, hidden coupons. So hidden coupons can be super profitable. Like, it can be a way to add a lot of profits to your items, right? But it does not happen a lot. You should get Retail Me Not on your computer so you can actually get those. You can actually get, like, whenever you're on a website, see if there's coupons. Capital One Shopping also gives you. I wanted to give you an example for this. So a few months ago, I'm not going to tell you on which website. Do your work. If you know, you know. A few months ago, there was a promotion on certain websites and it's items that sell super fast on Amazon. It's a brand that sells super fast. It's the fastest selling brand in one category. If you know, you know. Once again, on their website, there was a coupon for buy 4 get 50% off. If you bought 1, you had 25. If you bought 2, you had 50. If you bought 4, you had 25. Sorry, and something like that. And like, if you bought 4, you got like the biggest. I think it was 40% if you bought 4, 30% 3, 20% 2, and 1%, 10% if you bought 1. Right? this coupon at first was not advertised on the website. And I made so much money by buying a lot of inventory on that website just because I found this coupon with Capital One Shopping, right? It was not advertised on the website at first. Then they just made a whole a big promotion on the website with that coupon, but it was not advertised on the website for a long time. And then it went up again, it was hidden, but the coupon was still active. So finding those deals is going to affect your moats a lot, because a lot of people are just not going to be able to see it. If you add to that the website is not available on Tactical Arbitrage, it is available on Tactical Expander. But if you add those things, if you add those layers, nobody is going to be on the listing. And I believe I still have inventory for that listing. I still have it because I purchased a lot. I purchased like a lot of inventory, so I could stay on listing for a long time. And I think so. Up to now, like there's only been one person that jumped on the listing, so we are 2 on the listing, and it sells a lot. It really sells a lot. I don't even know if the other guy is still on the listing, but yeah, we are just 2, and I'm making a lot of money up to this day with this listing. Every day I'm selling this product almost every day. So if you can take advantage of it, it's a really good thing. But the thing is that it's not going to be able, like you're not going to be able to find those things like a lot. I mean, I'm not able to find those opportunities a lot, but when you find them, it's a really good opportunity. So for that reason, it's going to go in the A tier. Now, it would go to the S tier if it's something that you could apply every single day. I don't know if you can, because this is not something that I focus on, but when you find them, it's crazy how much profit you can make. Right? So, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm gonna drink real quick. My big water bottle. So, next, website rewards. Sorry, Alexa just replied to me. I don't know for what reason. Website rewards are one of the most underrated things because you can make so much money with them. So, same thing as with the hidden coupons. It's going to be way more. Let's rank it directly, and I'm going to explain to you why. It's going to be above discounted gift cards. Why? It's going to be above hidden coupon. It's not as effective as hidden coupons, but you're going to be able to take advantage of this way more often, right? And a lot of people do not do it. So make sure you are always logged in when you check out, because some websites give you website rewards that turns into cash that you can reapply. For example, Kohl's Cash, right? I don't really source at Kohl's, but like a lot of websites have systems just like the Kohl's Cash, right? And typically, I do not use whatever rewards I get. I do not count them in my initial profit calculation on the first product that I buy that actually gets me the member rewards. But you know that on those websites, if it's a website that you know really well, you know that you can go lower in the return on investment. So if you go to 30%, I would go sometimes to 25, even 20%, because I know that if I buy a lot of this product, I can get a lot of member rewards. If I get a lot of member rewards, whenever there's a promotion going on, I'm going to apply the member rewards. Like I can get $50 off, $100 off, $200 off, whatever. And I'm going to be super profitable on the items that I'm going to buy when there's a big promotion going on, right? So, or, for example, right now there's a product that I sell. It's right there. You are not going to be able to see it, but it's right there on my shelf. I sell it FBM. And this product is going on sale from time to time, but it's selling super fast. And I want to be able to be in stock whenever, like all the time, because this is a product that is selling super fast. That I'm selling, like I'm having a crazy share of the buyer box because I'm always in stock. I find ways to always be in stock. I don't know how long I will be able to be in stock, but basically, if you buy this product when the promotion is not going on, you are not going to be profitable. It's impossible for you to be profitable. But since I bought so much of this product, I have a lot of website rewards on that website, right? I have a lot of member rewards, or however you want to call it. So I can use them. I can use up to, because you cannot use all your rewards at the same time. Right? Like you cannot use, if you have $5,000 of rewards on the website, you cannot use them all at the same time on the website. A lot of websites put limits, right? So I'm able to add a certain, like, to reduce my cost by a certain amount, which make the product profitable, which make actually the product cheaper than when there's the promotion. So I'm able to stay in stock with this product even when there's no promotion, because I accumulated so much member rewards just by purchasing this product all the time, right? And by the way, this will help you get a bigger share of the buy box, because if you can like, Amazon's gonna trust you more if you can stay in stock on a certain listing all the time, right? If you can stay in stock most of the time, if you can stay in stock more than other people, Amazon's gonna give you the buy box more, because I'm not at all the seller on this listing with the best reviews, with the whatever, but I have been on this listing for a long time. I know exactly, and this is why knowledge is important, because I know exactly the sales cycle on this website. I know of a way to stay in stock and to be profitable even when there's no promotion. My game plan is immaculate, right? So by having my game plan like this, immaculate, having all these stuff working one with the other, I'm able to make a lot of profit on that item. I'm selling a lot of this item. I have the buy box a lot. So for that reason, website rewards are going to be S tier. Make sure to always be logged in. Make sure to actually understand how the website rewards work, because on some websites, the more points you have, the more your points are worth. So understand the member rewards, the membership, whatever. Understand how that stuff works, and understand how it works. Understand how many cents per dollar, or what percentage you actually get off, and that way you can actually go lower. You can go lower with the return on investment, because you can stack up points as well, right? So yeah, that was the member rewards. Next, site-wide sales. Site-wide sales is good as a way to reduce costs. Site-wide sales is going to go for me to the S tier, to the B tier. Sorry. Why? Because as just by itself, it will not affect your moat a lot. It will not affect your moat a lot just by itself, because you need to stack up other stuff. By the way, do not use just one of these methods. Use multiple of them. You need to stack them together to have a real effect, right? But just by itself, site-wide sales is not going to be able to widen your moat, because other people are going to find the site-wide sales as well. So it all depends also on where the website is. The website available to scan? Can you get discounted gift cards? Do you have discounted gift cards that are more than what people are going to get for discounted gift cards? Is it Walmart.com that have a sale on a certain product that a lot of people? There's a lot of things coming into play, right? So yeah, for that reason, it's going to go to the B tier. And even no, I think B tier, like its medium, is right in the middle. I think that's where it should be, because by itself, it's not gonna help. Now, if you stack it up with other stuff, yeah, it's gonna go a long way. But just by itself, it's just not going to be enough. Yeah, it's just not going to be enough. Next, cashback portals. So cashback portals are going to, as a way to widen your moat, is going to go to the D tier, because just everyone is using them. There's no level to understanding. It does not give you a big competitive advantage, but because it's just a must, and most of the time the cashback is not going to be great. Like, it's just going to be 1-2%. Sometimes you can get 10% on some website, 20% on some websites, and it becomes great. But most of the time, this is just something mandatory that you should do. And also sometimes it's going to get cancelled. It's super rare, but it does happen. So this is just something mandatory that you should do, that you need to do all the time. Just as I said, just as reducing your cost. I don't remember which one I told you guys. Like, reducing your buy cost is something just mandatory that you should do. But it's one that is going to have, that is not going to have a lot of a lot of impact on your moat. Now, with cashback portals, there, as I said, there's layers to it. In some ways, sometimes you get offers like big cashback offers just for you, right? So, for example, especially on Rakuten, sometimes you see just for you, and you see websites that are 10% off that are usually not 10% off. Same thing, sometimes 20, I believe. Have I seen 20? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's something that you should pay attention at. The only thing, cashback portals, sometimes your cashback is going to get cancelled. Depending on which website you use. Most websites do not cancel cashback. Some websites cancel cashback sometimes. But most of the time, you'll be fine. It also comes down to knowledge once again. But yeah, D tier easily, because this will not widen your moat a lot. You should still do it. Doesn't mean that you should not do it. It's just mandatory. But like the competitive advantage that you can get for cashback portals is really small. And yeah, for that reason, D tier. Lastly, we are going to talk, let me take my mouse. We are going to talk about welcome coupons. This is going to be the last thing. And yeah, if you don't know, welcome coupons are coupons that are usually usually have big discounts. So most often it's going to be 25%. For example, Walgreens is 25%. And yeah, it's a great way to actually get some discount to actually reduce your inventory. Is it the best way? No, because it's tedious. Like, the thing is that on some websites, it's not worth it getting, like using your catch-all to get multiple welcome coupons, right? For example, like, websites where you get website rewards, and like, some websites who just do not want to risk being banned, right? Getting your address banned and stuff. It really depends on your strategy on certain websites. No, if you go the extra mile, of course, like, you're gonna increase your profits, but sometimes it's not really worth it going the extra mile, and it's tedious, and you're gonna get banned. The amount of orders that are gonna get banned is gonna increase. Like, it's a great strategy on websites that you do not source on that often, right? So those small websites that you order sometimes, or like websites that you order maybe once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like when you find a deal on it, it's really good in those, in this specific case. So welcome coupons, let me think. By the way, I have a whole video on that, on how to get unlimited welcome coupons. Check it out on my channel. I talk about catch-all and how to set up catch-alls. But let me think, where should it fall? It's definitely, it's under hidden coupons. It's under your sourcing method. I think it should fall here. It should fall, I don't know why my computer, maybe it's overheating, my camera just overheated. Why is it slow? But yeah, that's the list, guys. What do you think? Would you rank some stuff differently? Let me know in the comments. I believe this is how stuff should be ranked. Yeah, welcome coupons, once again. Really, it's something that you should do as often as possible, but on some websites it's not worth it because of a lot of reasons that you can see here, like website rewards. Like if it's a website that you order from often, it's not worth it in my opinion. For example, on Walgreens, I would sometimes do it. I would sometimes, if I get a new address or stuff, use my catch-all, but it's not worth it all the time. Like, to do the extra work and risk your order getting cancelled. If I can find something with just a 15% coupons on Walgreens that is profitable, and that I can, that I can buy 3 times quickly, and then at my other address place 3 more orders and so on, like, I would do it. I'd rather do this than creating 3 new accounts just to place the orders on Walgreens.com. Like, for me, it does not make sense. Now, when it comes to other websites that I do not order from that often, I may do it more often, because 1, maybe I do not care about getting banned on that website. 2, I haven't ordered for such a long time that, you know, it's not gonna matter. Like they're just not gonna recognize the address and stuff. So yeah, that's really the thing. You need to think about ease of purchase, you know, sometimes on some leads. And if you really need a welcome coupon to make your product profitable, maybe it's not worth it. Talking about Walgreens, because on Walgreens you can place multiple orders the same day. Yeah, definitely. Let me know in the comments if you would have placed stuff differently. Just let me know in the comments. Yeah, join the Discord. Check this other video if you want to learn how to get better at reverse sourcing. And if you are new to Amazon FBA, to online arbitrage, check out this playlist, binge this playlist, watch it while you're sleeping so you can get like that unconscious knowledge, I guess. I'm just joking. Yeah, binge this playlist if you are new here, if you are new to online arbitrage. If you are just new to this channel, you can binge it as well. Because once again, and I think it's the first time that I'm gonna say this, but like, we need to be reminded more than we need to learn. So some stuff you just need to be reminded. Just check the playlist, get the playlist playing in the background while you are working and stuff. Yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. New video every day at 3 p.m. Yeah.